In the early hours of what should have been a day of celebration, tragedy hit the village of Gbajibo in Niger State. 42 lives were lost in a devastating boat accident, shattering families and leaving a community in mourning. The wind began to blow heavily until it broke the boat and it sank. A good number of people escaped to safety, but some died and there were 42. The victims, many of them traveling from Gbajibo Mundi in Kwara State, were on their way to attend a Muslim Maulid celebration. Authorities say the boat that carried the 42 passengers was unfit for transport, overcrowded without life jackets, and operating with little regard for safety regulations. The consequences were fatal.
This is the riverbank that has become a burial ground for people that lost their lives in this water. Last year in 2023, I reported right from this very spot that 26 persons were buried in this place. And this year, 42 persons have been buried from the recent boat mishap that happened.
In a phone interview, Akapo Adeboye, the area commander of the National Inland Waterways Authorities in Nigeria, confirmed that the boat should never have been on the water.
You know, when wind come across like that with the water wave, any boat that if it's not sound enough, that is what causes the breakage. Even we came to the knowledge that one of the engine was seriously down, and they think the man still think he can manage the remaining one engine, down to the new Gbajibo, but along the way, the engine failed him.
Families of the deceased arrived from Gbajibo Mundi to see where their loved ones were buried at the riverbank, a tradition they've held for years. It was a moment of profound sorrow, but also one of faith. When it comes to water transportation, we want the government to provide us with safety wears, he says, and also provide emergency rescue operation services in case of a similar reoccurrence in the future. As the day passed, the question lingers: why do tragedies like this continue to happen? Overloaded boats, lack of safety regulations, and operators who ignore regulations. It's a story all too familiar on Nigeria's inland waterways. Honestly, we are asking for assistance to get life jackets, and we are grateful to the people of Gbajibo in Niger State for the help they provided us in helping to bury our loved ones. We were not even as burdened as they were, even though we were the bereaved. There has been frequent boat accidents on rivers that are tributaries to the Niger River Basin, covering about 2.2 million square meters and supporting agriculture, fishing and hydroelectric power. Since 2005, over 550 lives have been lost to boat accidents in Niger State. In 2022 alone, there were 6 reported accidents, resulting in 98 deaths. In 2023, 8 accidents claimed 65 lives, and this year, 5 accidents have already occurred in Niger State, leaving 61 dead. For those who live along these rivers, the water is a lifeline. Farmers, traders and villagers depend on these boats to reach their markets and farmlands. But with little or no safety measures in place, their journeys are fraught with danger. We've been warning against such tragic incidents, he said, loading and moving at night. We've told them that no one should sail in the night. Once it gets dark, we don't want any boats to move. We only want them to move in broad daylight. But this incident was unfortunate, even though they embarked on the journey early. Even after the tragedy, the scene repeated itself. Families of the deceased returning to Gbajibo Mundi boarded boats without life jackets, seemingly unaware of the risk they were taking. The tragedy in Gbajibo is a stark reminder of the urgent need for stronger enforcement of safety regulations and better education for communities who depend on the waterways. These lives could have been saved. For the families of the 42 lost souls, life will never be the same. Their journey meant to be one of celebration ended in a heartbreak. But their story serves as a powerful call to action, a plea for safer waterways so that no family will have to endure this kind of pain again.